Good Tuesday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Joseph Peterson. Let's go in and talk about the weather for your Tuesday evening going into your future. We have some stuff that we are going to talk about tonight, but before we get into that, if you have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. I'll give you some time. Give you some time. And then, also, if you have not hit the subscribe button and you're new, go and hit the subscribe button and share with all the people that you know. Share it with family members, share it with friends, share it with acquaintances, share it with people you don't even like. Just share it to somebody so they can go on and get the weather for the state of South Carolina and for other areas as well. That's number one. Number two, what are we going to be talking about tonight? Well, obviously, we will be talking about the current weather, what's currently going on throughout the state of South Carolina. We also will talk about the weather for tonight, what's going to happen tonight, and then we'll also talk about the weather for tomorrow, and then we'll talk about weather for the short-term future, the long-term future. We'll talk about our Christmas Day, Christmas Eve forecast. We'll talk about a slight cool down from a little weak front that pushes in on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, and then Sunday night into next Tuesday. Slight little chance of rain during that time frame. And that's all that we're going to talk about. So first off, as we always do, let's go on and see what's going on in terms of our rainfall and what's currently going on throughout the state of South Carolina. Well, right now, it looks like that it's nice and dry. We're not looking at any sort of rainfall. It looks nice right now throughout the entire state of South Carolina. Now, what about the entire United States? Well, obviously not all of that can be said. You have snowfall going on over here inside of Maine, inside of New Hampshire, Vermont, New York. You also do have some rainfall going on down here on the southern side. You have rainfall also going on in Utah, Nevada, Arizona. You also do have some rainfall going on up here in Washington State, up inside of Idaho and Montana. Oregon getting in on some of that rainfall. California getting in on some of that rainfall as well. But look at how nice and dry we are over here. Just overall, very nice weather ongoing. And does that have to do with the cold front? Well, I mean, it seems like right now that there's not really much of anything. It looks like it most likely is from a high pressure, but it's not really too prominent on the models. I'll show that in just a second, but we'll go back to it. What's going on in terms of our cloud cover? Well, cloud cover right now is actually showing some pretty nice conditions. No cloud cover right now throughout the state. And even as we go into our future in terms of this cloud cover we go into tonight, look at how nice and clear it's going to be. As you go into tomorrow morning, we'll see some cloud cover for sure in the upstate a little bit, maybe the Midlands, maybe the PD areas. And then you'll really start to see that cloud cover start to kind of move its way through as you get into tomorrow night right here at around 8 to 9 o'clock p.m. tomorrow night. That cloud cover is going to move through. We're going to continue to see some more cloud cover trying to push its way out of the state a little bit, even as you get into that Thursday morning here. But it will still be mostly cloudy for the most part. Then we get into Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, Thursday night, and we go back to being clear. And this is for Christmas right here. Obviously Wednesday being Christmas Eve, which being tomorrow, and then obviously Thursday being Christmas. Looks like cloud cover will try to take over both of those days in terms of mostly cloudy conditions. Will there be, clear spots? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, what's going on in terms of our current temperatures? Well, right now it seems around 58 in Orangeburg, 58 in Summerville, as well as 59 in Charleston, 58 in Georgetown, even around 59 in Myrtle's Inlet, 58 Myrtle Beach, and 57 in Conway, 58 in North Myrtle Beach, and 57 inside of Columbia. We also do have around a good 57 in Greenwood, 55 in Greenville and Gaffney, even around 54 inside of York, 54 in Spartanburg, as well as 53 in Rock Hill, 57 in Clemson and Anderson. Low temperatures for tonight, you have around 48 in Greenville, 48 in Spartanburg, and even around 48 in Winnsboro, 49 in Columbia, and 49 in Sumter, 47 in Florence and Kingstree, Sherrod, Dillon, all being a part of that. 50 Myrtle Beach to Georgetown to Moncks Corner to Walterboro, and then 53 Charleston, 55 in Hilton Head Island. High temperatures for tomorrow are going to be nice and warm tomorrow. 73 Greenville, 73 Spartanburg, and even around 71 in Rock Hill. 75 in Columbia, and 75 in Aiken, 76 in Barnwell, and 75 in Walterboro and Orangeburg. 71 in Charleston, 71 also inside of Georgetown, 68 in Myrtle Beach, and 72 up there near Florence and Sherrod. Precipitation for tonight. No precipitation is expected tonight or tomorrow. No accumulation, at least, for the most part. So we're not looking for any sort of rainfall accumulation as we go throughout the next 24 hours or so as we go into tomorrow. I will say, though, as we get a bit further, and I went on and I checked the next 3 days in terms of precipitation. And it says that no accumulation is expected as we go throughout the next 3 days. So that's all the way from tonight going into Saturday morning. And one thing that I saw on the short-term models, the XRRR, it shows a good amount of rainfall trying to move through the state as you go into that Christmas Eve night, going into that Christmas day. Especially up there in the upstate. I mean, it clears out as you get more and more throughout the day, but a little bit of a disagreement in terms of models and actual forecasts from the National Weather Service here, and we'll look at it. We will look at it in just a second. But the crazy score for tonight we're at a 7. Well, I think it's pretty obvious why. It's going to be a calm night. If you have no idea what the crazy score is, it is a score that we see how crazy the weather is inside of the state of South Carolina. And right now, like I said, it's going to be a calm night. Pretty much textbook calm, with clear skies, maybe some light clouds, dry, mild. There's only a little tiny, very little probability for some isolated patchy fog late, but very, very small. Very, very small. Obviously not mild, no breezy conditions, no clouds at all. Moderate, nothing being really noticeable, and definitely not strong with any sort of strong storms or anything like that. SPC outlook for tonight, we are at a pretty much 0% chance of thunderstorms, meaning no thunderstorms are expected as we go throughout tonight. Tomorrow, same thing. Christmas Day, same thing. We look to stay on the less active side in terms of thunderstorm activity. Excessive rainfall, same thing. If we go on and look at day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, we are good in terms of thunderstorm activity. So let's go and look at the models now. We'll start off here at 9 o'clock p.m. You go on and push this forward, you can see that you're not really seeing anything. We go all the way to 5 o'clock in the morning tonight. Still staying dry, staying good, staying just overall quiet. All the way to 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow morning, nice and dry. All the way to 5 to around 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. tomorrow. Still looking dry and good. But after we get to around 7 to 8 to 9 p.m., I'm starting to see some isolated, maybe a little stray shower or 2 or 3 trying to move up into the upstate a little bit. This is not really doing much, but it's there and it's something to look for and see how it develops as you continue through all the way through the nighttime, going all the way into the early morning hours on Christmas, right here at 1 o'clock. That rainfall moves all the way throughout the upstate. And would this cause any sort of accumulation? Right now, the models are saying that it will. And so, like I said, we'll see how it develops. We'll see, tomorrow evening for sure we will see. And even tomorrow morning as well, because we will talk about tomorrow morning, Christmas Eve, just the entire day from then all the way to 12 o'clock in the morning. So we'll talk about all of that. You continue this even more, though, all the way to around 5 a.m. here. And that rainfall has now moved more into the more central upstate, more of the western PD area here, around 5 a.m. all the way to 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on Christmas Day. And you have just some more isolated shower activity going through from the upstate all the way down throughout the Midlands, all the way down throughout the Low Country, the Grand Strand areas as well, going to 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and then finally you see it like mainly start to go away around like 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. and where we get completely dry again. And so what does this right here mean? This means pretty much that we will have a shot for some potential rainfall. Will it be snowfall? Absolutely not. But some rainfall definitely is in the question for Christmas Eve going into Christmas Day. And we'll see how, again, like I said, we'll see how this all plays out. Now, what about the long-term future? We're going to start off here where we just ended off at right here on Christmas Day. We go all the way through December the 27th, going through the 28th, and I'm not seeing too much until we get to around the 29th here. And we have some cold air that would try to definitely move through. definitely due to a cold front. But we continue this all the way through January the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, and then look right here on January the 4th. Again, too far out, so don't get excited or anything like that. But snowfall is going on up there in the upstate, according to the model here, the GFS right here on January the 4th. And it brings a good amount. Definitely does. And even if you go on and look after it as well, you have some more rainfall. That's 370 hours out, so that's way too far out. But the sign of snowfall is back, and we'll continue to see what the trends look like. But if we go on to the 12Z did not have it at all. In fact, I don't even think it had anything. But a lot of people, as we get into early January, a lot of people, especially the snow fans, are starting to get a little bit excited because they see the models and they're like, oh shoot, this could possibly happen. And it possibly could. But like I said, we're just way too far out right now to say an exact location. We just saw the last run. Didn't even have any snowfall on the map in general. But you also have to look on ensembles as well with it. And you also have to look on in terms of placement as well. In terms of the height of rather be from a low pressure. You got to see, will that low pressure make it down low enough to bring us snow? Or will it stay a bit up to the north? All of that stuff is a huge factor in terms of will anybody see any sort of snowfall in the state. But that's pretty much all that I wanted to say there in terms of that snowfall. We're just going to continue to wait for it and just going to see what happens here. But it is there. Other models right now, I think that they're still a little bit too far out. They're still just a little bit too far out, but the GFS is the only one that goes about that far out, around 270 hours out or so. So we still have to wait a little bit, like I said. And as we go on and look at the dew points as well, because I do want to go on and look at the cold fronts as well. You go on and push this forward all the way throughout January the 26th. We have some dry air maybe trying to move through a little bit, but that cold front will be moving right through here on the 29th. Remember I said a little dry front could potentially try to move through as we go throughout the late week. Nothing too crazy. We see that some dry air maybe trying to move through on the 27th. That's what I was referring to. But if we go throughout the 28th and the 29th, huge cold front moving its way through. Now, this is not actual temperatures. This is just regular dew points in terms of the dryness of the air. And you continue to see that pretty much take its toll. You continue to see that cold air take its toll on the state. And then as you go into around January the 2nd, more dry air moves its way down, even as you go throughout the 4th as well, when that potential, quote-unquote, possible snowfall may try to move through the upstate, at least. And then another cold front you can even see right here, right behind it again, right here on January the 8th, maybe trying to make an impact on the 9th or the 10th, but 384 hours out, we're not even going to question or talk about that too much. And if we go on and look at anomalies as well, I do want to go on and look at these anomalies, see what we're looking at as we go throughout the end of the year. Looking like it's going to be a warm Christmas. We've been talking about that for a week and a half now at this point, about how our Christmas was going to be warm. And that cold front will try to cool things down. It will. It will cool things down. And it will bring things down to those potentially those below freezing temperatures. At least it will try to. Go on to the shaded, you can definitely see below freezing temperatures going on for the state right here on the 30th. And so that will potentially be a bit of an issue, but keep that in mind. We'll continue moving forward though. As more cold air, we have some warm air. Then another cold front moves through. Remember the one on January the 2nd I was talking about? That one will also bring some cooler air. And so it looks like at the start of the year will be more cooler. Now, as we go into around like the 7th and the 8th, you start to see that warm air start to take over the state a little more. But like I said, we had that cold front over there even more to the west that could potentially cause some more cold air again. So it looks warm going through this time period. It might only be just for a little while though. But cold air definitely is going to be the main thing as we go throughout the beginning of January, it seems. And even as we go throughout the end of the year as well. After we get through this week, going into next week, it's going to be cool. Definitely is going to be cool. That's all that I wanted to say, though, in terms of our long-term future, since I'm pretty much would just be rambling on for much of longer time. So we're going to go on and just talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Starting off, Mr. Chris says, good evening, everyone. Hope you had a great day. I did. Thank you so much for asking. He also says, please remember to go and hit the like button. Also, go on and hit the subscribe button and share with everyone that you know. It's free and it helps the channel grow. He's absolutely correct. Right now, if I go on and look, we have around a good 18 people tuned in. And if I check and see, 18 people tuned in, only 8 likes. If you are a part of that 10 that have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. It's free. You can change your mind at any time. Also, like he said, also subscribe. 641, trying to get to 700. He says currently he's 57 here in Moncks Corner and very comfortable. Well, that's great to hear. Right now at my house, older weather station says 59. Says around 59. What does my newer one says? My newer one also says 60 actually, but they're like 0.7 off from each other. My first one's at my new one is at 59.9. The older one says 59.3. So actually they're 0.6 off. So not too bad. Not too bad. My Nana says, hi Jay, we're here. Nice day today. Glad that everybody got there safely. I'm glad that it also was a nice day for you as well. Cheryl says, greetings everyone. Greetings to you. Lovely day here today. That's great to hear. My Aunt Lula says, good evening everyone. I pray that everyone had a wonderful day. I did. Thank you so much for that. And then Mr. Chris says, that's the lowest crazy score I've ever seen. If you thought that score was low, I already loaded up tomorrow's score. Just wait for tomorrow. That's all I'm going to say. Just wait for tomorrow. Because that score is indeed lower than 7. So, that's all I'm going to say, though. That's all I'm going to say. That says, good evening, Joseph. How are things with you? Things are good with me. I'm currently on my way back from Austin listening in the car. Well, that's great to hear. Hopefully not texting while driving. Please don't be doing that. We do not advocate for that. But I'm glad that you are listening with us regardless. And then that said, it was another beautiful day here today in San Antonio. Currently 76 degrees. Wow, that's a lot warmer. That's going to be like around our high temperature for Christmas Day for a good amount of people. And then my Aunt Shirley comes in and says, blessings to all, a beautiful day here in Raleigh. Well, thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for that weather report for where you are in Raleigh, North Carolina. My Aunt Lou says I'm having some problems logging in. I don't know what that could possibly be. Maybe something on YouTube's end. But it seems like right now everybody else, is anybody else having any problems? I probably should ask that. Is anybody else having any problems? And then Terrell says 54 here. Around still actually, let me check that out real quick. Around 5 degrees-ish off. Around 5 degrees-ish off from where from what the temperatures are over here from where I am. But that's all that I see here in terms of the chat. So we'll come back to it. We will come back to it. If you want to leave something, you still can. We'll come back. But let's go on and talk about the 4 locations outside of South Carolina. You might be asking, 4 locations? What are you talking about? I'm talking about San Antonio, Texas, Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as well as Duncan, Oklahoma. The reason why we talk about these areas is because we have people from these areas who tune in almost nightly, and because they're huge supporters of the channel, they come in, they share their subscribers, they come in, hit the like button. They also are interactive inside the chat. We go on and give them their forecast for them because of the support that they show. And so let's go on and talk about San Antonio first. You have low temperatures tonight at 67, high temperatures tomorrow at 80, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 66 for your Christmas Eve night. Patchy, dense fog is expected as you go throughout tonight, so fog will definitely be an area of concern as you go throughout tonight. And then in terms of tomorrow morning, you will also see another area of fog, but I think it's mainly going to be tonight where that main dense fog area will really happen. In terms of severe weather, excessive rainfall, anything like that, looks like that we are mainly gonna I mean, mainly not going to see anything in terms of severe weather over there in Texas and especially in San Antonio, but excessive rainfall also same thing. Nothing really there that I'm really looking at that I'm going to be a bit concerned about or anything like that. So I'd say still just you're just going to have this quiet weather. And if you go on and look at your future as well, we go on and look at San Antonio's future, you'll have those high temperatures. Those high temperatures will be climbing their way back into the 80s. But don't worry, because next week, Monday, your high temperature will be 56 degrees. Now, that's just preliminary. That's around 6 days out or so. But your high temperature for that day seems to be around 56. So if you are wanting a cool down, that is coming. Just wait for next week. Raleigh, North Carolina being the second area. Low temperatures tonight at 48. High temperatures tomorrow at 68. And then low temperatures tomorrow night at 42. In terms of severe weather, excessive rainfall, precipitation, not expected. Not expected at this time. And so, in terms of stuff for your future in general, you will have a chance of rainfall Christmas night. 20% chance of rainfall. But that's about it in terms of rainfall. Maybe that night and then Sunday night as well. Maybe around like a 30 to 40% chance. Maybe 50 potentially on Sunday night. Actually, it says 40, never mind. So 40% chance of rainfall Sunday night. And then in terms of your temperature, you will be kind of staying like in the more like high 50, except for Friday. Friday you have a high temperature of 53, and Monday 51. And Tuesday you actually have a high temperature of 38. So it's not looking too good in terms of those temperatures, especially as you go into next week. But to end off the week, I mean, you're going to have temperatures in the high 60s, low 70s, except for Friday. Friday's only odd day out. Then for Philadelphia, low temperatures tonight at 36, high temperatures tomorrow at 45, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 30. Precipitation, not expected. Severe weather, excessive rainfall, not expected. Snowfall is coming to Philadelphia on Friday night and Friday, potentially. Snow likely Friday and then Friday night. Snow is expected, and then you have a little bit of a wintry mix, which is, not great, especially with freezing rainfall and then sleet added on top of it. But so that pretty much will tell you your temperatures as you continue to go throughout this weekend, as it's going to be cold, as that chance of rainfall will go all the way from Friday, going all the way into Sunday night. And then finally for Duncan, Oklahoma being the final area with low temperatures tonight at 59, high temperatures tomorrow at 77, then low temperatures tomorrow night at 57. Precipitation, excessive rainfall, severe weather, not expected. Patchy dense fog, it will be an area of concern tonight and tomorrow, so make sure that you're watching for that. And then in terms of temperatures, right now, you will cool back down. Same thing like we talked about with San Antonio, with highs down like around 56, and then you'll have a high temperature near 46 on Monday, so it's going to be cold as you continue to go throughout early next week. And that's all that I have for these four areas. So what's going on throughout the entire U.S. right now? In terms of the weather news, a strong atmospheric river will bring heavy rainfall to California through the holiday week. The heaviest rainfall is expected on Wednesday in the Los Angeles basin. Flash flooding and urban flooding is possible. A prolonged heavy snowfall threat is expected in the Sierra Nevada from the atmospheric river, raising concerns for major snow load impacts. Travel may be difficult to maybe impossible over the passes. So, yeah, a lot of snowfall. I mean, there's most of the weather that's going on right now, really going on over there inside of California, where they're having a lot of those, a lot of snow, and rainfall as well. I mean, you're talking about 4 to 5 feet of snowfall for some areas. So that's like a lot. And then also with those wind gusts as well, up to around 80 miles per hour. I mean, that's going to cause as well just a lot of winter storm warnings and a lot of winter storm impacts there. And not only that, but the flash flooding as well. We were just talking about it down there near Los Angeles, having a high risk of excessive rainfall as you go into tomorrow. So they will really have to watch out for that rainfall, because a high risk of excessive rainfall. Last time that happened in South Carolina, that was when Tropical Storm Debbie came through and dropped all that rainfall, like 20 to 30 inches of rainfall throughout the low country area. But all of that rainfall that's going to occur. I mean, they're going to see like around like a good 10 to 15 inches of rainfall for some areas over there near Los Angeles. So it's going to be not great for them at all. But we do hope that everything goes well for them over there, and hopefully nothing too crazy occurs in the system. Hopefully bust where nothing happens at all. But it's a high risk, so you still gotta take it seriously, and it's still very, very rare and very, very unfortunate situation. Mr. Chris says, yes, I'm having issues as well getting in. I'm gonna check my phone real quick and see if I'm having them. My Aunt Lula says, in Georgetown today was sunny and very nice. Well, that's good to hear. And then also, yes, I had to keep on trying to get in. I'm about to check it in just a second. Mr. Chris says, everyone have a great night, stay safe and hydrated, and if I don't make it back tomorrow night, have a Merry Christmas. Same to you as well. We should, like I said, be back tomorrow evening unless something happens. But I don't plan to miss tomorrow or anything like that. I doubt that not too many people probably will be here tomorrow night or Christmas. And so that's potentially, something that, that's something that I'm kind of expecting. So, like Mr. Chris said, if you're not coming back either one of those 2 days, you as well have a Merry Christmas. And then Thad says, I'm not driving my beautiful wife is safety first. Glad to hear so. And then let me go in and check the stream. I don't see, I just logged on just fine. I'm not seeing anything wrong on my end. So I'll continue to look, but right now, I'm not seeing anything right now crazy. Everything's loading up fine for me. And that's all that I have. Not too long of a forecast. I mean, we've had longer forecasts before, but it felt like a long forecast. But that's all that I have. Like I said, make sure that you tune back in tomorrow morning, Christmas Eve forecast update, and then also for tomorrow night for our Christmas evening forecast update. Evening forecast update, and then as well, make sure that you go and hit the like button. Right now, we have around a good 26 people that have tuned in and only 10 likes. So if you're part of that 16 that have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. Also, subscribe. We're at 641 trying to get to 700. If you're new, never hit the subscribe button before, go on and do so. Share it with all the people that you know, friends, family members, acquaintances, people you don't like. You can share it to somebody that you met at the Chick-fil-A drive-thru today. They always say my pleasure at the drive-thru. Just go on and say, hey, just go on and subscribe to the channel real quick. Go on and check this guy out. I think you'll like the weather that he goes and gives. You can do anything. So just go on and share it, and then like I said, we'll be back tomorrow. Subscriber goal 700, and make sure before you leave, hit those 2 buttons. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday.
See those faces. I'm driving home for Christmas, yeah. Well, I'm moving down that line, and it's been so long, but I will be there. I sing this song to pass the time away, driving in my car, driving home for Christmas. It's gonna take some time, but I'll get there. Top to toe in tailbacks. Oh, I got red lights all around, but soon there'll be a freeway, yeah. Get my feet on holy ground. So I'll sing for you, though you can't hear thousand memories. I take a look at the driver next to me. He's just the same, just the same. Top to toe in tailbacks. Oh, I got red lights all around. I'm driving home for Christmas, yeah. Get my feet on holy ground. So I sing for you, though you can't hear me when I get through. Go and feel you near me. Driving in my car, driving home for Christmas. Driving home for Christmas with 1,000 memories. I take a look at the driver next to me. He's just the